You are now listening to the BlackerTheBerry, the sweeter the juice.
Let's record, I mean. What was I?
Your name now. You just say your name. Why you have to try? So DX, and then you say I'm sure.
This nigga, you're like, you want the best of three worlds. Like you was
You're scared. Now I understand why the girls are running away. Because all this time I've been thinking girls are crazy. Now it makes sense. Keyshawn.
honestly,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And even like Tarek, right? That's my cousin's husband. Like, bro, I'm telling you, when you listen to that podcast, that's the first one. So he's a stockbroker. I think he's a stockbroker. Worked his way up from entry level all the way to CEO, and now like regional heads, blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then his partner took the entrepreneurship route. So he's also like both earning like higher earners, right? And just understanding that firstly they're still human, and secondly, a lot of the things that got them where they are, which you'll probably hear over time as they do more episodes, bring out more content, is you start to understand the discipline they have.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and they said this, they said this thing like the grass is always green on the other side, right? Because as an entrepreneur, you're looking for routine. Because after a while, you're thinking to yourself like you're spending a lot of energy
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot to make
Mhm.
sure your business is together, especially if you're hands-on in your business,
Yeah.
right? So you're looking for a routine. You're looking for something to, shape yourself. So at least this time I can actually be off work,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas as a 9 to 5, working as an employed person, as an employee, you're looking for freedom.
Yeah.
Do you get every day I'm waking up at this time, every day I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You're looking for freedom to do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the two sides.
Yeah, the contrast.
Grass is always green on the other side.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things they were talking about today.
Yeah.
But you can see that discipline is in both
Mm-hmm.
in
Absolutely.
both fields.
Yeah.
Because in order to do a 9 to 5, you need to be disciplined enough
You
to
do.
get up at 9.
Yep.
Or at least at 8.
Yep.
In order to be an entrepreneur, you need to actually do shit. You can't procrastinate.
Yeah, you cannot.
But once you master it,
Mm-hmm.
he says he wants to open a bank.
Mm.
Do you know what opening a bank is?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Bro, the way these people dream is mad.
Yeah.
But then the reason
good
why...
though.
What are you saying?
He said that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
The reason why, I really like this is firstly, obviously, because I know him. But it's not just I know him. I know where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get? And that is what makes me really the way I'm gonna push this and market and help them throw it in as much as I can in my circle, show them off, is because I know they are still normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was rubbing shoulders with the top 1% basically.
Yeah.
Do you get? So bro, this is why now because I've been surrounded by all of I've been exposed to so much. I've been exposed to so much money. I've been exposed to success. I've been exposed to all these things. I'm starting to understand that. For example, it starts from somewhere. One, and also people around me.
Yeah.
Bro, when I see someone doing something, I have to let them know look, you have to keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now with your business, you started, but obviously there's going to be a down day.
Of course.
But I'll remind you that day when you started, this is how happy you were, and this is how determined you were, and three, this is where your dream was. This is your dream this is the end goal that you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to help you get out through that down day. But not many people understand that and are able to say, outside of myself, outside of supporting myself,
Mm-hmm.
let me support someone else. Help their dream grow.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, because I've seen all these things, I'm just look, I can't the people around me need to succeed, especially if I see them on the path to it. They need to succeed, because by the time we all get there, it's all of us that are going to help each other there.
Yeah.
And I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
I want to be part of the success. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you saying?
I just have a question for you.
For me? Okay.
For the smart guy.
Shoot.
I have a question for you. Okay, so in this day and age, do you think women are more disciplined than men? Because I've done a lot of I've read a lot of studies, I'll say, that said that growing up, like just looking at like grade point averages and stuff like that from high school to university, it says that women are achieving a lot more than men. So do you think they're more disciplined, or do you think you can't really measure that?
You can only, like, it's a hard question to answer.
That's what I'm saying.
Not a hard question, but there are different stages in life, right? Yeah. We always say that women bloom or get to their peak higher than men. So if a woman is getting to a peak here and a man is getting to his peak at this time, you can't really say one's more disciplined than the other.
That's true.
It's just because we're at different stages in life. And that's another thing that a lot of people forget. Although we're all like the same, we're all living the same life, you didn't come out of the womb with me.
Yeah.
Everything that happens to me, it doesn't happen to both of us. This is why all this, like, this suffering Olympics that everyone wants to do, or that conversation we were having the other day, that women suffer more than men, like, or even me just saying that we suffer the same amount of things.
Yeah.
It's just ours is different.
Or who said women suffer more than men?
We're not gonna get into all that.
Who said
but in essence, the conversation was, I'm not gonna say who, but the conversation was, someone had expressed that women suffer, right, more than men, and our opinion, or the opinion that Doss was trying to express, I was mostly listening, but the opinion that Doss was trying to express was not even the fact that we suffer more than them, but we suffer just as much, right? And the fact that they weren't even like, we couldn't even get our point across. What Doss was trying to say, this is part of the problem. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so I have a question for her. Okay. Has she lived her life half time as a guy and half time as a girl? Because she wants to be speaking for our experience. So does she live as a guy and a girl, so that she can speak on both experiences? Or she just have no sense? Yeah.
This nigga, bro.
I'm sorry.
This fucking nigga. But yeah,
See, no, I think the thing is, right, because a lot of women I've been encouraged over time that be free to speak your mind. They're encouraged to be emotional. They're encouraged to actually talk.
Yeah.
So they're used to just talking and not hearing from a guy.
Yeah.
So now that everyone's saying, "Oh, guys can talk now," or they're worried about men's mental health.
Oh yeah.
Or we can express.
It's strange. It's strange to them, because now that we're fighting back, or at least talking our own piece, it's like, what's going on?
They're so used to thinking guys don't have emotions. Guys don't think like.
Do you get?
Yeah. Now they're
that's why a lot. In my opinion, that's why a lot of them think we don't go through shit.
Yeah, it's actually it's funny because I was sorry to cut you off, but I'm literally just like, I'm on TikTok where I'm scrolling, and it's just crazy how we're talking about it, because it's so ingrained in us, like, as males. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally scrolling, like, random. I'm scrolling, and I see some trend of, it's like standing like this, but then I remember I'm a guy. Then the guy like stands up, so he's standing in a certain position. Then he stands up. Then I see another one. He's like going through depression. Then I remember I'm a man. Then he's like all in his bed like this. Then he gets up and he stands straight. He's like, oh, you get what I'm saying? Just that.
I completely get what you're saying.
Like, oh, I remember I'm a man.
Yeah, because I was listening to a podcast.
It's almost like I'm not allowed to feel like that.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the whole what women go through in terms of like having a child, and the guy was obviously trying to get the point that obviously he's on the women's side in terms of they go through a lot.
Absolutely.
But you also have to understand that if one person is at home who now has to go get provision for the house,
yeah,
in terms of getting money to feed everyone, and in this society it's not as straightforward as just going out and killing a cow. We have to work, and then a lot of the time our work or our inability to just say we can do whatever we want at any time is looked down compared to the struggles of taking care of a child. I'm not saying that taking care of a child is easy, but being forced to work is not easy either.
Yeah.
It's not easy either. Imagine now you don't want, like, no, not everyone can be an entrepreneur, right? So that means people have to do 9 to 5. Imagine now if you're born to be an entrepreneur, but you don't have the facilities to. So if your wife is going to sit at home and take care of the child, you have no choice but to work. That's what a lot of people do not understand. That remember even that other conversation we were having when I was explaining to you that when people complain about what's going on in the Middle East and Africa in terms of they're so backwards that women can't work. Mm-hmm. Have you thought about the men that don't want to work but have to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a lot of selfish people in this world, and it's not just selfish, it's also like ignorant, because it goes back to like me supporting other people. When I see someone doing something and they're doing it well, or at least they're trying, I'll support them because the end goal is massive.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are not selfless enough to say, you know, I'm going to give this support to someone because I know how well they're going to get. Rather, we're getting a lot of people that, because they know how well or how close they are to success, they're going to hate.
Yeah.
They're going to put down.
Yeah.
So you get. So, coming back to the ignorance of, if a woman has to stay at home, the man has no choice but to work. Mm-hmm. Now imagine if you're working a job you hate, or a job that is not paying that well.
Enough, yeah.
It's like people forget there's as human beings we have our physical, we also have our emotional, and we have our psychological. Psychological trauma and stress is equivalent or even worse than physical stress.
Yeah. I'm
not diminishing what like bearing and taking care of a child is. Yeah. But you also have to understand that like the physical stress of going to a workplace that's not conducive for yourself is hard.
It's not easy one bit.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience with that because I worked construction this summer, and I was working with a lot of family men, like a lot of guys that are providing for their family. They're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. I even met a guy in his 60s that was still providing for his family, working construction. We were not doing easy work. We were doing labor, and sometimes we start 6 a.m., and the latest we ever worked was till 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
It was not easy work. Most days we get off by around 8 o'clock. But I remember I was just talking with some of my coworkers, and they were just telling me, they're like, Isaac, make sure you go get your degree. Isaac, make sure you really work hard in life. Don't end up like us. And I really felt that because I saw how miserable they were. But they had to come back. They had to keep doing this every single day because if they don't do this, their family doesn't eat.
Yep. Yeah.
Bro, really, I just felt bad for them. Well, yeah, it was tough.
We're not saying we'll ever understand because we won't. We aren't women. We won't ever fully understand the shit you go through. You get what I'm saying? Because we're different. But all we were saying is we go through shit as well. So his point was pretty much they go through more shit, right? So Dawson was saying, right, if you put it in a box, right, say women have 10 struggles, right? So we're just measuring it, right? Just for the conversation's sake. If women have 10 struggles, men also have 10 struggles. That doesn't mean the struggles are the same, right? But men also have those same 10 struggles. They're just different. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, how do you feel about that whole thing where it says, it's basically what girls go on when... Have you ever seen girls post about how they love it when their boyfriend's emotional, or... a real man cries, something like that.
Yeah.
See, every guy I've ever talked to has told me one thing. They said, never cry in front of your girlfriend.
Never.
They said, never, ever. They even tell me, ever express your emotions. Don't cry.
Let me. Actually, I think, that mindset is actually, it's hard to understand what is being said, right? When a woman says she needs her man to be emotional, she does. But a lot of the keyboard warriors that say it now don't understand how to actually cope with them. Like, don't understand how to handle that emotion. They don't have emotional intelligence.
Yes.
So now, it also goes back to the guys. The guys that pick the girls, you're not picking the wise ones.
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up, with one of the keyboard warriors with no emotional intelligence, and then you end up gonna cry, and she'll then post you on Snapchat for the world to see. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that
So
you
think
can't
she'll
cry.
see you as lesser then?
Exactly. It's not that you can't cry in front of your woman. You can't cry in front of the wrong one.
The wrong one. Yeah. I completely agree.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Why not?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Do you just think all women are the same? You think there's no...
I don't believe in generalizing women.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't want them to generalize us.
Right.
But I can't even speak from personal experiences. I have never cried in front of a woman, and I don't plan to. But I have certain friends, or I've seen experiences where they have expressed their emotions to women, and the woman will see them as lesser from this.
And it goes back to what I said, because she doesn't have emotional intelligence to understand what he's crying for.
Yeah.
And also, she doesn't have the ability or the facilities to actually help.
Yeah.
So, what do? They end up going to... Oh, look at this nigga.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Okay, what type of abilities and facilities...
Look at Tyrone, cry like a bitch.
What type of abilities and facilities do you think a good woman would provide to help with something like that?
She'll provide support. She would say everything is going to be fine. She will also, because a lot of women are meant to be solution providers.
See, I have a friend that told me about this. He said the minute you're looking for your woman to support you, he said you've already lost.
That's because
I don't necessarily agree with him, but let me see. This is where he is coming from. He said you have already lost because once you need her and once you rely on her, he said she'll already start looking for other options that are better than you.
And what kind of woman is that? What kind of woman is that?
That's a certain type of woman.
He's a guy that likes to generalize. That's why I don't agree with him.
Of course, the guy that likes to generalize. He's also a guy that has like the thing is, look, they could. I'm telling you, whoever comes here with that mentality, they go, trust me, they're not gonna understand. They're not gonna understand what I'm gonna say. Because the thing is, I hear them, right? Yeah. Because I know there are women that are gonna cause all this. You can't cry in front of every woman.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
It's not that you can't cry in front of women. You can't cry in front of every woman. Yeah. You just have to cry in front of the right one. Yeah. Because the problem is you're crying to the wrong one. You're crying to a baddie, bro. A baddie is never gonna understand why you're crying. She's never gonna tell you, okay, cool, let's do it this way. She's never gonna. A baddie is never gonna tell you, yo, okay, you know what? If your work's not working right now, let's do something else. Or no, let's go back on Indeed and try find a new job. A baddie's not gonna do that, bro.
Nice.
A baddie's gonna bro. Niggas don't do shit. What's she gonna do? Oh, look at this bitch, Tyrone. Look at it, bro. Do you get it's because all of us, we're guilty of it. We're guilty of looking at what the girl shows rather than what she provides in terms of body, in terms of
physical
femininity. Yeah. We get pulled in, and then we're surprised.
Yeah,
we're now saying that we now basically use that paint brush to then paint the rest of women and say, "Oh, women like this." Yeah, because we keep on going for the wrong ones. Yeah, that's what it goes back to your purpose. If you follow your purpose, the ones that actually understand and because if you're following your purpose, whoever comes into your picture has to play your same game. Yeah. She has to play the game of success. Yes. And if she plays the game of success, she'll understand that I need to provide solutions when he's having problems. Not being part of the problem. Okay. Do you get? And the thing is like, it's straightforward, but a lot of niggas that don't understand shit. The last episode that we had, it was very calm, but you said something like, everyone wants to do this red pill thing, but do not understand what red pill actually means.
Completely forgot. It's been lost in translation.
It is. Chinese
Bill
whispers
has turned into, let's treat women like shit.
Yeah.
It's turned into,
When was that ever part of being
men
red
are
pill?
sure. I don't know how that happened.
What does that have to do with being
red pill? That's
red
what guys
pill?
will be preaching online. And I'm just like, this is not the real meaning of
Exactly.
what it
It has
derived
nothing
from.
to do with what being red pill means.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know how that
it's
occurred,
straightforward,
but
man.
and little niggas have taken it and they're running with it. And they're enjoying it. They're ruining lives.
Oh shit! And like nowadays, we're also seeing a lot of the bad shit because one, it's entertainment, and two, is the only thing that flies. Because now, I don't like talking about a lot of these celebrities, but this whole the baby and Delaney, whatever her name is,
Danny Lee.
yeah, that's not something we should be talking about because it's just two stupid people that decide to have a baby, and now the stupidity is stupiditying.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
Everyone's backing her corner, or they're backing his corner.
Yeah.
No one should be backing them.
Why
Like,
you there's a baby in the mix. This is this baby's life.
Bro,
Why are you taking sides?
It's not even just taking sides. These are two stupid people.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing is now, if we look within our own or around ourselves, if we see one guy over there doing stupidness, we wouldn't even care. But because the baby has influence, he has fame, he has the spotlight, now we're like, oh, you know what, we have to take sides. We don't. They're just stupid people to get like, how as a woman would you see the baby, what he says, what he does, the music he makes, the way he even does his videos, and then say, I want to make a child. Oh my God, make a child with this man and not expect anything to go bad.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's stupid. Do you get? It's so dumb.
I get exactly what you're saying.
I tried to see his point of view. I tried to see where he was coming from, but honestly, on this one, I think I'm gonna have to side with Danny Lee.
I'm not siding with her.
What I heard about how
bro.
he kicked her out, she had just had a baby, she was stressed, she's hormonal, and then also I heard she was the one that was trying to stop this from happening. After when they'd have like sexual occasions and they wouldn't use protection, she'd go take a plan B. He'd get mad at her. He'd say, "No, don't take plan Bs. I don't like that."
But she knew he didn't like it before.
And she still
I lie
she stayed
because
there.
he's had a baby before.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Tell me yo, I'm vexed.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me she didn't walk into his house and not see a child. And then, she saw that child, but she didn't see a mother. And she thought it's fine.